Hello, welcome back to another FPL video. Hope everyone is doing well. We're still very much in the midst of the double game week of 26, but game week 27 isn't too far off. So today we're going to be taking a little look ahead to game week 27, discussing what players could be essential, what players could, be pretty solid, and the stinkers you should very much stay away from. If you're new around here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button for daily FPL content. Hit the like button if you do enjoy the video, and let's get straight on into this one. So this is very much going to be focused around the teams with double game weeks, and that is Manchester City and Southampton. So City have got Manchester United and Southampton in their double game week. And 30 for City, we're going to be looking at those players to avoid. Here I've got Laporte, Walker and Ederson. I mean, it's very hard to pick the players you should be avoiding from Manchester City because they're all doing quite well. Laporte and Walker are more there due to rotation. They played against Wolves, which makes them less likely to play in the coming fixtures. I think they'll probably at least see one of them. Maybe we'll see Laporte get benched for the United game and Walker get benched for the Southampton game, but I doubt we'll see both of them get both games, if you know what I mean. Walker's could see both games, but I still very much doubt it. Ederson obviously is going to be playing every game, but just because he's such an expensive goalkeeper and only really offers the clean sheet points, there are just so many other goalkeepers out there like Martinez, even Pope, and just cheaper goalkeepers who offer you a lot more, which week in, week out with save points and bonus points, the other keepers definitely end up with a lot more points than Ederson. But if you really want a Manchester City defender and you want the kind of insurance that he is going to play every single week, then Ederson could be your guy. But as I said, due to the fact that there are other goalkeepers out there who are much more likely to get higher scores, Ederson is an avoid. Now, in terms of the solid pick, and there are loads of players from Manchester City who you could put in here. I've gone with John Stones, Cancelo and Sterling. Now, Cancelo and Sterling very likely to play in that Manchester United game because for one, Pep really likes Cancelo. He's almost mastered that kind of roaming fullback into midfield, almost turn striker or turn left wing role that Cancelo kind of operates in. Stones, I would say, is kind of just above Laporte in the kind of pecking order. So I think he will play in that Manchester United game. Whether he'll play in the Southampton game, that's completely up for debate. But just because Stones has had this rest against Wolves, I think he's more likely to feature in the Manchester United game and in the Southampton game. Sterling, and I mean pretty much all the attackers from Man City on their day can absolutely smash it. You can include Sterling, you can include Foden, Mahrez, you can include Bernardo Silva. There are so many. I will say that Mahrez has just played back-to-back games for Man City, so he's probably less likely to see game time over the next two games. Foden hasn't really played, so he could definitely be one to watch out for. Sterling's kind of being rotated in and out. I can't really see him missing the Manchester United game, but he could get benched for the Southampton game. And Jesus as well is actually starting to pick up some goals, so one to keep an eye on. But also, I'm not sure whether he will play both games either. But, on their day, any Manchester City attacker can absolutely smash it. Then we move on into the essentials, the big boys. Ruben Dias just has to be in there because he plays basically every single game. He could get benched in the Southampton game, but we've seen it when they've had like a really tough run of fixtures or a really kind of tightly packed schedule. Dias has continued to play in that Pep Man City side. He's a solid rock at the back that makes everything tick. So Dias getting benched is very unlikely in my opinion. He definitely won't be benched for the Manchester United game. If they win that game, he may then go and give Dias a little bit of a rest, but I can more likely see kind of the majority of the main players playing both the Manchester United games, the Southampton games, and then getting rested for the Fulham game. The same with Gundogan. He actually got rested against Wolves, managed to pick up a last-minute assist. How's he done that? So I think he's more likely to then go and play in the Manchester United and Southampton game and then get benched in the Fulham game. Now, Kevin De Bruyne, is he essential? The reason he's in there is because I'm just posing the question. Gundogan and Dias, I think, are basically essential for Manchester City for this double game week. De Bruyne is very much in there to pose the question of whether he is. He got that 8-pointer with 1 assist against West Ham, so he's absolutely smashing it for the bonus points, and we've seen that earlier on in the season. He's picking up bonus points when he's not even getting attacking returns. However, is he essential? He's not actually been picking up too many attacking returns so far this season. I think he's a really good pick, and I also think he's a nice kind of, at this stage, differential captaincy option for this coming game week. He has played 2 full 90 minutes back to back, and as he has kind of just come back to injury, we may see a bit more of kind of some management of minutes. He may play the majority of the Man United game and then not really play the Southampton game. So for me, I don't think that De Bruyne is essential. That doesn't mean he's not a good pick, and even, you know, not necessarily a bad differential captaincy option. I wouldn't say he's kind of top of my list of captaincy options, but I don't think De Bruyne is a bad option at all going into this game week. I just wouldn't class him as essential. Then we move on to Southampton, and contrary to Manchester City, there's a lot of players that I would be sticking in this avoid section. Now, Southampton do play against Sheffield and Manchester City in their double. The Sheffield game is really the one you're targeting, as the Manchester City game is almost just like kind of two playing points for Southampton. You're not really expecting to pick up much more than that. So in the avoid section, you've got Che Adams, you've got Stevens, you've got Bertrand. I can lob in a load more players like the likes of Armstrong, Ward-Prowse, even McCarthy, who got dropped for Forster. Whether he'll come back into the side is really up in the air, so I wouldn't really be kind of looking at bringing him in, or, you know, I'd even be potentially looking at getting rid of McCarthy if I did own him. Che Adams, yes, on any day he can score. He's been rotated in and out a lot, so if he plays in the Sheffield United game, yeah, he could easily go and bag one. However, I just think he's not the best Southampton attacking option. So if you're going to go for a Southampton attacking option, we'll come on to that in a minute. But with the way that Southampton have been playing, and he's not managed to get an attacking return in quite a while, I think that Che Adams is definitely one to avoid, especially kind of in the price. There are a lot of 6 mil strikers who are a lot better than Che Adams. If you're, you know, for some reason free hitting, then could be an okay 1 week punt. But because of the rotation, you don't know whether he's going to play both games. You know, if you brought Che Adams in and he only played the City game, you wouldn't feel too great about it. Stevens was actually playing really well in that Southampton side. He's kind of been taken out. I think he's gone and got himself injured, so definitely want to avoid. And Bertrand, I just think there are other defensive assets, if you want to go for a defensive asset for Southampton, who are better. He's kind of at that 5 mil price bracket where there are other players generally as well that are better than him in the game, so it would definitely be an avoid. In terms of solid picks for Southampton, I've put Danny Ings in there more because out of the Southampton attackers, I feel like he is the one to go for. I don't necessarily think that he is actually that great of a solid pick. I would definitely have him very much on the lower side, just because it is a double game week. He is their main kind of attacking threat on penalty, so if you were to go for a Southampton attacker, he would be the one I would go for. However, you know, with the rotation potential as well with Danny Ings, I'd probably put him kind of generally in the avoid section, but out of the Southampton lot, he would be in a solid pick. Then the other two options, we've got Salisu coming in at 4.3 million. He's mainly in there just because he is so cheap and could actually offer some decent value for money over the coming game weeks. That fixture against Sheffield, you very much back that Southampton could go and keep a clean sheet there, and they've got good fixtures going on after that up until about game week 32-33. He could be a nice little option to have. Vestergaard as well, I've put in a solid pick just because he very much looks like he's going to pick up an attacking return soon. Over the past 3 games they've played in, he's come awfully close, so I think Vestergaard is definitely not a bad option. And as I say, the Sheffield United fixture, target for them to get a clean sheet, and also Sheffield United have conceded the most set pieces out of any side in the Premier League so far this season. So I think it's all kind of set up for Vestergaard to maybe get some kind of return, which is why he definitely is a better pick than Bertrand in my opinion. Then we move on to the essential, and I really couldn't brag to you that any of these Southampton players are essential for this double game week or even going on moving forward. Southampton at the start of the season, there were arguably a few essential assets in there, but now they've just had such a poor drop of form. Maybe they'll start to kind of bounce back a little in the coming games. They've got some easier fixtures coming up, obviously barring that Manchester City game, but for now none of the Southampton assets can be considered essential. So I hope you've enjoyed this quick little look ahead to the game week 27. Let me know down in the comments any kind of transfers, any thoughts you have going into this game week. It's a quick turnaround. We get the final game of game week 26, the double game week 26 on Thursday, and then we're straight into the game week 27. I've been really liking the kind of, you know, tightly packed schedule. There's a lot of football coming at us thick and fast. The international break, when it rolls around, will be a nice little break. But yeah, do let me know in the comments down below how you're doing in game week 26 and thoughts you have ahead for the game week 27. If you're new around here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for daily FPL content. Hit the like button if you do enjoy the video, and I will catch you in a bit. See ya.